The one-to-one teaching model is broken, and there I've said it. And before every music teacher comes at me in the comments, hear me out. I'm not saying that one-to-one lessons don't work. I've taught one-to-one myself with my teaching business, and I think they can deliver great value to a student. But as a business model, they're a massive problem. Every time you want to make more money, you need to find more time. In order to find more time, you need to let students go. In order to find more students, you need to find more time. And it becomes this circle that you ultimately cannot get out of. So in this video, I want to share with you why so many great music educators find themselves working till 8, 9, 10 p.m. into the evenings, are at full capacity but feel completely stuck, and in a lot of cases actually burnt out and exhausted. Hey, Danny here, founder of Music Educators Academy, where we help music educators scale their business through online group coaching. So let's look at that one-to-one model. This is where most music teachers actually find themselves starting. You decide that you want to teach, and because everybody else is doing it, you go down the traditional one-to-one lesson model. And as you start to gain more students and you're getting more referrals, you're generating more posts online, you hit that peak at around 40, 50, 60 students per week. And because you're good at what you do, your Monday evening fills, Tuesday evening, Wednesday, Thursday, you're even doing some stuff on the weekends just to cope with the demand. And at first it can feel like great success because your diary is completely full, which means you have great demand. But there's a question I want to ask, and it's what actually happens next. Because if you're at that 40 students mark and I say to you, here's another 20 students to coach for this week, what do you actually do? You likely can't take them on. And music lessons themselves tend to happen at very specific times, after school hours, into the evenings, into the weekends. You're not working on your schedule, you're working on everybody else's schedule. And in the end, a full diary is the exact thing that's stopping your business from being able to grow. But it's also the thing that's leaving you to be super tired after each working day. And it's because every student needs their own hour with you, or in some cases half hour. They need dedicated time of yours that you cannot get back. And then you find yourself in this vicious cycle where you are just literally trading your time for money. So what are the options that you have available? You could possibly start to try and open up more hours, but it creates more burnout. You could then start to charge more, which in theory is great, but again, you might lose some students, you've got more space, and you'll hit that ceiling again. You could start bringing on a team and start actually sourcing out some more students to other people, but now you create more admin on top of your already existing 40 or 50 students. Now, the option that I help with and that I suggest to every music educator is to change the model. Now, what does that model change actually look like? Well, what it is, it's not teaching one-to-one. It's what we call teaching one-to-many. Now, before you think, well, I can't deliver the same value as a teacher, people don't want group programs. And finding every reason as to why they wouldn't work, let me share with you the other side of how these actually function. So first of all, rather than doing one-to-one, we take that and we provide a group coaching call for your students. So they jump out on a call, and you package up that call as a mentorship call, as a coaching call, and they jump out for 60, 90, 120 minutes where they can unmute themselves, where they can ask you questions, and now you're the expert in the field being able to guide them through a process. The second part of this is to have pre-recorded content. Now, the pre-recorded content acts as one really important thing, is that you're not repeating yourself multiple times to different students. Because you'll likely find right now as a music teacher is that when one student comes in, you teach the same thing to the next student and then the next student. So by the end of the day, you've taught maybe 6 students. You've repeated yourself 3 or 4 times. What if we took that and we packaged it up into pre-recorded content so that every student goes through the same material, so that when they come into the group coaching call, they're all at the same level and they're all asking questions based off of the same education. The other side of this is our community. Now, if you have 10 or 20 piano players or guitar players or whatever instrument it is you teach, and they're all coming together, they're all on the same path. Now the community starts to feed itself. and you will see such value in having a group of like-minded people come together rather than you just delivering all of these one-to-one services. And because you have that community and other people that are all at a similar level, they will start to ask themselves questions and start to self-solve the problems within the community forum that you've connected them to. And then the other part of this is the feedback part, where they can send a video into you maybe once a week where you can actually give them specific critical feedback on what they're doing well. So for example, if they play guitar, they might put a camera in front of them and play the song that they've been learning. You can have a look and instantly tell them, hey, here's the issue. Your strumming is off, or that bar chord, you're not pressing your finger hard enough on the fret, or this is the problem. This is why that sound's happening. And now you're still giving them and delivering them great value, but you're not having to trade time for money. And the beautiful thing about this is you take it online. The reason we go online is because then we can target anyone in any specific location. Right now, you are likely tied down to your local town or city, and there comes a point where you physically cannot grow any bigger because there is not enough demand. Or if there is demand, you can't do it because your one-to-one lessons don't allow you to. Whereas if we go all around the world, there are so many more open-minded people to learning in different ways. And this actually allows you to help more students, because right now you may be turning students away, or in the coming future you will have to turn them away. So you cannot help anybody else. So I would say you're doing them a disservice by not being able to help, because you're having to turn them away to somebody else. What if they could still come to you and you could still help them, but now you've got more impact? Rather than having 50 students, you're able to double your capacity because of the way that you set up this business model, which allows you to help more and actually have a better lifestyle from the perspective of not having to work every evening and weekends. This is why the one-to-one model of teaching is broken, because it's outdated. There is a far better way to teach and still provide the exact same value to your students without you having to trade the time for money. Now, I've put together a completely free training in the description below, specifically walking you through the process of how we identify your niche, who it is you want to target, then how we take them from there into an environment where you can start to actually sell your services and where they want to acquire those services and become a customer, and then how we deliver the program, because that's also a very important part of the process. We want to maintain great student results. So go ahead, down here below you can actually go and register for that training. I would love to share it with you of how you can step away from that one-to-one teaching, trading time for money, hitting that income ceiling that ultimately you've either hit or going to hit, and how you can change that into a scalable online teaching business.